Welcome to the Festival of Storytellers. I thank everybody that's involved with this process because we know writers need readers and writers need publishers.
Experience is not about the publisher, it is about us, the authors.
Hey y'all, Linda Crosby here, author of The Day My Life Changed, an accident survivor. As I mentioned on yesterday, I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to answer any questions, but before I do, please indulge me in watching this short video. Thank you. Here's my very first TV interview from the privacy of my bedroom. I am a little, as they say, green on this one because I had no idea what to expect except where to look into the camera. And of course, time was limited. So please enjoy. Is it Sam? Uh-huh. Okay, I'm live right now. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to make it at 5. Absolutely. Okay. Thank you for reminding me. Bye. Hey, y'all. I'm sorry about that. I don't know what happened with the audio of that video, but I got through it. It was my very first TV interview, and it went so well until my husband, Roy, as we call each other sweet baby. I mentioned that the very first day of my live show, but this is for those of you who didn't catch it on Monday. I think it was Tuesday, I'm sorry. But yes, my husband and I, we called each other sweet baby, and we were invited to come to the studio, and we went, and I have that video as well, but it will not be shown today. Hopefully tomorrow, and let's hope that the audio will be good. So what I'm about to do now is move on to the questions that I did not get to answer on yesterday. And I see that Naomi Strain commented, "Hi, Linda. It's good to see you today." Hey, Naomi, I feel the same way. It is good to see you too. And God bless you. Now on to the first question. Your book, The Day My Life Changed, tells a very personal story. Was it hard to write the book as you relive the hard times of your life? Anita R. Harrison. Thank you. Well, Anita, it was supposed to just be therapeutic for me between my registered dietitian and me. But as I began writing my story, I saw where it could be of good to others. And at the same time, it gave me a spiritual journey. I was already on a spiritual renewal because I made Jesus Christ the head of my life. But the spiritual journey that I'm speaking of is it helped me to release the pent up feelings that I had because of the way my life had changed so drastically. So it was good and it was bad. But yes, it was very hard. But when I saw the good that it could do, I persevered and I made it through. And I'm glad that I was able to. The second part of your question, that must have been so painful. Are you feeling better now compared to before? With each passing year, it gets worse because every day of my life is a struggle. I am faced with relentless pain on a daily basis. The pain never goes away. So I cannot say that I'm feeling better now, but I will say that I'm dealing with it better now. Question number 2. How did you cope with the difficulties of living a new life all of a sudden? What steps? Okay, that's part 2. Okay, I did not cope with it very well. And if you were on yesterday's show, you would have known that I had attempted suicide twice. But after the second attempt, that's when I learned to cope with it. Because that second suicide attempt, it showed me how some people felt, or I should say feel, about people who are hell-bent, if I may say, on self-destruction. So it was my wake-up call. And I know now that suicide is not the answer. Now, the second part of your question, what steps are you taking to maintain your health? Well, there's a chapter in my book called Food Preparation. And in that chapter, I speak about a gluten-free diet and also non-dairy, and how beneficial ground flaxseed can be and probiotic. But I do cheat sometimes. So what I've done, because of my cheating, I created my own healthy weight loss plan where I can eat normal food along with the healthy food. But I had to learn to eat the normal food in moderation because I am a foodie too. And my husband, he's a certified chef 2 times over. And if I eat everything that he prepares, I wouldn't be able to fit through the house door. So I have a healthy weight loss plan, and I call it peddling it on my website. So if you or anyone else listening are interested, go to my website, www.lindacrosbyauthor.com. Go to the bottom of my homepage and you can purchase it for $5 because I'm not trying to rob anyone. And it is tried and true. But what works for me may or may not work for you. So check it out if you are interested. On to the third question. How is your body coping so far, especially after the incident and the painful recovery period? What recovery period? I am in pain every day. So I cannot say that I have fully recovered, but I will say that mentally I'm in a better place. But with my physical limitations, and some days it's hard for me now to try to wrap my mind around what happened to me over 22 years ago, if I got my math right, because the accident happened in 2001, and here it is, 2024. So I believe it's around 22 years, and I haven't fully recovered yet, physically or mentally. And that is the truth. But God is carrying me every step of the way, and through Him, I know I will be okay. And I thank God for my husband, because he has been by my side from day one up until now. Even though I tried to get him to leave because I did not want to be a burden to him. So I thank God for him every day. Well, this is Anita R. Harrison again. And oh, thank you, Deanna P. Smith. Smith. Thank you. And also, Brenda B. Shaw. Thank you too, because you wanted to know how am I coping, or how did I cope with the difficulties of living a new life all of a sudden. Thank you. Now back to Anita. That must have been so painful. Are you feeling better now compared to before? I believe I just answered that, Anita. But again, I will say, no, not really. Because with each passing year, it gets worse. But I'm grateful to be alive because that day was the scariest day of my life. So, not really, but I'm grateful. Now, I hope I pronounced your name right. Is it Betty? One of my sisters is named Betty, but she spells her name I-E. And I see that you spell your name with a Y-E. Wow, that's very unique. That's beautiful. Now, your question is, do you have tips for people who are also facing difficulties in life? Yes, I do, Betty, with the Y-E. Put God first and foremost in your life, and everything else will fall into place. And just thank God for his amazing grace, because we all go through difficult times in our lives, but we have to remember that we are not alone. And there are people in our lives who still care about us. And so the best thing that we can do when we are faced with difficulties is just to do the best we can and surround ourselves with people who care and who will be there with you through thick and thin. And you can always count on them as being written in. I know that may sound corny, but that's the best advice that I can give you, because that's how I live my life. And also, I will say, if your difficulty is mentally, seek help. There's help out there for you. There's help out there for all of us, because I had to seek help. 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 Because I couldn't go it alone. Even though I had good support, but there are times when you need professional help to help you through those difficult times. And I hope what I'm saying to you is making sense, because that's the only advice that I could truly give you, because that's how I live my life. And as I said before about my healthy weight loss plan, what may work, I'm sorry, what works for me may or may not work for you. But whatever you're going through, keep fighting. Do not give up. There's always a light at the end of the tunnel. And God is always nearby if you give him a try. Thank you, Betty Y.E. Now I see where Sophie Lamo's comment. Your life has been a string of miracles, Linda. Yes, it has. So I am so blessed. Wow. I am so blessed. Sometimes I don't think I deserve some of the blessings that has been bestowed upon me. But I'm just so grateful for the way my life is. Even though every day of my life is a struggle. And I'm going to say something, and I hope no one think that I'm complaining. But I'm sitting here today talking to you, and I can't even feel my legs and my feet. It's just numbness, tangling, and from the top of my head down to the bottom of my feet, nothing but pain and numbness and burning and tangling. And this is every day. Every day. And my feet burns. Oh, she said burn. Non-stop. Non-stop. But I'm here. I'm still here. God still watching over me. I have a wonderful husband. And I'm just blessed. And we are all deserving of the blessing God gave us. Thank you, Timothy Moffat. You are so right. And sometimes, Timothy, we fail to realize it. But God just keep right on blessing us still. So we serve an amazing God. And I should say we serve a mighty God. And I thank him for his amazing grace. You know, I love the Lord not because he heard my cry. He hears my cry. You know, I just cannot make it without him in my life. You know, life is filled with so much trouble and strife. So we have to have something to keep us rooted and grounded. And I thank God that He is an omnipresent God. He's not only here with me, He's there with you too. All at once, because He's a sovereign God too. So we who have the faith know what I am speaking of. Because I've never been ashamed to proclaim what my Savior, Jesus Christ, has done in my life and still doing, because I cannot make it without Him. And, you know, that's what my little book is all about, proclaiming the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living through the pages of it. And my platform is spreading my message of hope. And that's why, even though I describe what I'm going through at this very moment and what I go through on a daily basis, I have to keep doing it because I just want everyone to know about His goodness and how He loves us so. And I'm not a preacher or a teacher. I just love the Lord. And I know what He has done in my life and what He's doing in my life. And I know that if He does it for one, He'll do it for others. So, did I say that right? If He do it for one, He'll do it for others. You know, sometimes I get my verbs mixed up. You know, that's why with my book, I have a writing coach and I have an author relations officer. And, you know, because any material that go, is it go or goes? Out there with my name on it, or gold, Sweet Baby say goes. Any material that goes out there with my name on it, I want it to be right. I like to make sure of every I, is it I's are dotted and every T's are crossed. You know, so that's why I have a writing coach and an author relations officer. Because of my name on it, I want it to be right. And I know none of us are perfect. And that's not what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to be perfect. But any material that I put out there, I want it to be understood by everyone. And I think my time might be up. But this has been a pleasure. And I look forward to this daily. And I thank you for listening to me. Now I need to get off my soapbox because I have another session at 5. And the funny thing about it, when I was supposed to be live. I was in that session because my husband and I went into the wrong link. But I'm about to go back into the right session now. So pray for me and just know when I pray for everyone in the whole wide world. I do not discriminate. So until tomorrow, thank you for listening. And again, I didn't get to all the questions. God willing, at the top of the minute, I will answer them on tomorrow. Have a good day. God bless. And just know you have a friend in me. Peace.